Good morning, y'all. It's Saturday Faith Fuel. So, if you don't know what this is, come on every Saturday for just a few minutes and just share scripture and just hopefully give you something inspiring and encouraging to get us through this weekend. Okay. So, I am coming from Luke. This is Luke 5, verses 37 through 39. We're going to talk about old skin versus new skin. Okay. And the reason I want to do this is because we're at the end of the year, and a lot of us, like myself, are asking the Lord to expand us, to bless us, to lead us, to guide us, all the things. But this is usually when I start thinking and preparing for the new year. I don't wait till the clock strikes 12 in January. This is usually when I start preparing myself spiritually, emotionally, mentally for what's to come. So I'm going to read this scripture really quickly. This is the ESV version, and then we're going to talk about it really quickly, and then we're going to pray, and we're going to move on with our day. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins. If he does, the new wine will burst the skins and it will be spilled, be wasted. Okay? And the skins will be destroyed. This is verse 38. But the new wine must be put into fresh wineskins. And verse 39, it says, and no one after drinking old wine desires new, for he says the old is good. Now let's break this down a little bit, Lord. And we're so grateful, Lord, for giving us the wisdom to understand and how we apply it to our own lives, or God. Just show us what we need to see as we're closing one season and we're already preparing for another winning season next year. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is I wanted to share this movie that I watched yesterday. It's called J something or the other. It's on, I'm sorry, y'all. It's on Netflix. It's starred by George Clooney, and it's about an aging actor, and he's kind of coming to the end of his career, and he's starting to have these memories come back. I don't want to give the movie away, but it's definitely one I'd recommend that you watch. He comes across a gentleman from his past who has, presents himself as a friend, and then turns out he is not. And he starts to learn about the people he's impacted over his very, very successful career, and kind of the way that he treated people over time, and trying to understand, like, why do they feel like this. The sacrifices he made, they didn't go too deep into like all the things he had to do, the hard work, the hours, the labor that went into what he did. But it was an interesting perspective because he wanted to, at the end of his life, really try to understand. He was receiving a tribute, and he just really wanted to understand, like, what was happening, like kind of how did he get here. And so the people along the path in his journey were sharing their perspective on how he treated them, how he felt. The people closest to him, they didn't even want to show up for his tributary, okay? They didn't want to show up for his special moment because they felt slighted for so long. So while he had built this incredible, wonderful, successful new life living in the new skin, there were still some things that were left in the old skin that were not resolved. So I know when we go to church and you hear this particular scripture, and it talks about moving into the new, and it talks about, you can't, it's true. You can't, if you're doing new things, you going back to the old way of thinking, your old self, y'all, it doesn't work. Like the new stuff doesn't want to go into the old stuff. If you're stepping into broader responsibilities, maybe you decided, I want to show up a little bit differently in my spiritual walk. You can't go back to doing things the way you used to. It just doesn't feel like it fit. But I want you to look at verse 39, where it says, no one after drinking old wine desires new. That there's some people who will keep drinking the old stuff, and they don't really want the new. They don't desire it because they're like, the old stuff is cool. The old stuff is good. So not to confuse us, I thought when I watched that movie, what a great way to look at the perspective of new versus old. So new is very sexy. We all want the new wine. We want the success. We want the elevation. We want all of the rewards that comes with that. We want the expansion. We want all of the things. And then when we look at the old, there's a lot of us that we want to escape the things that are broken. We don't want to do that stuff anymore. But there's still a part of us, there's still some of us who are, we want to understand like what happened, you know? We focus so much on the old that we start to get really comfortable, like, we get kind of comfortable with the old and decide that, yeah, the old, this is good. I should just be content. I shouldn't want better for myself. So I'm gonna just stay right here. And the old is good. I'll just stay right here. And so then you lose that desire for the new. What I really appreciated with this movie, and I'm sorry if I can't remember the title, but it stars George Clooney. It's on Netflix and it's Jay something or the other, okay? Drop it in the comments if you know what I'm talking about, okay? Don't come for me, all right? But what I really appreciated was the two perspectives that this movie gave. The first perspective is the impact that we make on people's lives as we're moving into new and better things. That it is how we move into that new and better thing. Listen, I feel like I woke up this year. I feel like I'm just getting my legs, if you will. I feel like I've been asleep for so long, hiding myself, not really wanting or desiring much for myself because I didn't want people around me who aren't there anymore, okay? I didn't want people to judge me or look at me differently because I should just be quote unquote content with what I have. So I was okay being carrying on or being the old wine. But something clicked for me and I realized that I actually do deserve the new wine. I deserve what God has for me, the best He has for me. And with that, though, it means that I'm not going to go back to drinking the old wine and just being like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to just sit right here. But what I do not want to do, and I don't want any of us to do, is as we start moving into this new wine and this new season, this new year, these new jobs, these new territories, these new titles, these expansions, all the things, okay? Because I want all the things for all of us, all right? I don't want us to destroy relationships along the way. I want us to move a little bit differently this year. I want us to remember that even though new wine bursts the skin of old, meaning you're trying to do something different, for example, in your career, which means that you have to change your mind. I'm talking about myself now too, okay? That I have to change the mindset a little bit. Or again, maybe you are in an organization that does service, okay? And you weren't showing up before and now you want to switch that. Now it's time for me to show up, okay? Time for me to really do this thing. Right? Time for me to really put my time in, time, treasure, talent, all other things. Time for me to help my communities grow, my families grow, take it more than self-care, okay? Time for me to make that so my new skin can't go back into the old vats, those old wineskins, because the new mindset requires that we change. So we can't go backwards. We're not going backwards, okay? But what I don't want us to do is, as we are trying to achieve these things, is to destroy the people along the way, okay? Don't destroy people along the way. We won't let our ambitions destroy relationships, the seeds we planted, friendships, all the things along the way. So that is my word for today. It's true that the old is good, but we are not staying there. We are moving forward. And it doesn't matter to me what education you have or where you live or what you're trying to achieve next year. I really don't care who burned you, who turned on you. None of that matters. We are shifting new. We're changing our mindset so that we can achieve the things that we desire for ourselves and for our families. And we're not going to be distracted. And we're not going back to the old stuff, the old mindset, the who did what to who. We're going to try to we have to leave that in this here month of December so that we can go after the new skins. We could do the new things next year. New, awesome, wonderful things. So I hope that blessed you. I'm sorry. I think the movie is called Jay Lane. Maybe that's coming back to my memory. I hope this encouraged you a little bit. As always, I'm so grateful for the little time that we spend together on Saturday mornings. But as always, you're welcome to come on to our Come Out of the Wilderness Facebook prayer group, or you can watch or I guess listen to me anywhere under Mrs. Pie. You can find replay videos on the YouTube channel, or find Mrs. Pie pretty much anywhere on the audio streets. So I love you. Jesus obviously loves you more. And I hope you have an amazing Saturday. Y'all take care.